Michael Malone is out as the head coach of the Denver Nuggets this morning. The team announced it will also not be extending the contract of general manager Calvin Booth. Malone coached the Nuggets to a title just 2 years ago and led the team to 8 straight winning seasons. This means that the team is going to finish up the NBA regular season without a permanent head coach amid a 4-game losing streak and a push to clinch a spot in the playoffs. This abrupt firing is still a shocker for a lot of Nuggets fans this morning.
Right now, D-Mac over at Altitude Sports Radio joins us live over Zoom to help explain why this happened. So, D-Mac, fans are still picking up their jaws from the floor. I mean, this flooded social media. This is all people are talking about. It feels like it caught so many people off guard. What about you?
Well, yeah, definitely. No doubt about it. As a firing this late in the season hasn't happened since 1981. Hubie Brown back in the day, and his team was abysmal. They weren't on the precipice of the playoffs. No, I was absolutely stunned. And yeah, it hadn't been great, but still you thought, well, you still have Jokic. You still have the core of the championship team from just a couple of years ago. No, it was a stunning move. No doubt about it.
You mentioned it being this late in the season. I want to talk to you about the timing of it because that's what really feels weird to me about this. So the Nuggets ownership wants to part ways with Malone. That's one thing. But right now, as they're trying to secure a spot in the playoffs?
Well, they'll be in the playoffs one way or the other. The way the NBA lines up is teams 1 through 6 don't have to play like an opening round, and teams 7, 8, 9 they do. They have to play sort of each other in this little play-in tournament. So the Nuggets, one way or the other, will be part of the postseason. It's just where they stand. Now, that's not acceptable, though, for a team that has championship aspirations with the world's best player. So the question really is, well, how far do we think we're going to go? And for the Nuggets, man, they have a high bar of expectation, and they just didn't think they were going to go where they needed to with Coach Malone. So they were like, well, if we're going to make the change anyways, we may as well see what we got moving on right now. It's still shocking, but it does make logical sense that the team isn't satisfied with anything but winning, and they really literally will do anything they can to try to see how far they can get.
D-Mac, maybe you can help us understand this. So Josh Kroenke said yesterday, quote, having observed our group a very long period of time, there were certain trends that were worrisome to me at different points in time, but they would get masked by wins here and there. What kind of trends is he referring to?
They had a period after the All-Star game where they were on an 8-game winning streak, but when you dig into it, all these wins were sort of against lesser types of teams. Anytime they had something that was a little bit more challenging, they were losing games. Normally they would win. They were putting up 120 points and losing. They had fallen to 22nd in overall defense as a team. They were making mistakes that they just weren't making in the past. He's right about that. And you could feel it too behind the scenes.
Okay, so what about long-term, D-Mac? We know that David Adelman is going to fill those shoes in the interim. Any front runners, though, emerging for that job?
Not right now, but I'll tell you this, Adelman, who's also a son of a coach, just like Coach Malone was, he is more than qualified to be a significant candidate, as he would be a top candidate for any job in the NBA. He's a great guy. He's been with them this entire time. I'm not saying that it's his job to lose, not whatsoever, but I am telling you who's filling in right now is more than qualified to be the guy. I can't give you any front runners right now, any names, who knows? And don't forget, there's the GM position to replace as well.
Right.
It'll be a big news offseason for the Nuggets, however you want to factor it. I'll say this, though. You still have Nikola Jokic, all right? So as weird as everything is, he's still on your team. You still have a chance.
All right, D-Mac, that is a good point to kind of put a pin in all of this. We'll have to have you back as this story continues to develop. Thank you, my friend, for making the time. We appreciate it.
Of course, of course.